I don't know quite where to start, so I'll just ask you what you thought of President President Donald Trump's madness in the White House yesterday.
George, I think I am not alone in the shock that I experienced. I was surprised, first of all, and I'm sure you were as well, at the callous disregard for human life that the suggestion represents, that somehow or another, mystically, magically, we're going to remove over 1 million human beings. We're going to erase the place where they are from and their country, their heritage, and establish this thing. Like you, I thought it was incredible. The other part of this is it was hard for me to understand why he did not have his national security advisor at least contact many of the leaders in the Middle East throughout the Islamic world and ask them for their opinion. As it turns out, he didn't do that. So first, demonstrating a callous disregard for life, a complete lack of respect for the people that live in the region. But it was incomprehensible that you would say something like this publicly without first establishing whether or not it made any sense. It doesn't. No one will support it. Saudi Arabia has made that clear. Egypt, Jordan, name it. Everyone has come down and said outrageous. Now he looks foolish as well as not very smart.
Well, that's something that I've been noticing you've been drawing attention to, and I share this view. I mean, Trump's very smart in some respects, but he's nobody's idea of an intellectual. He has no kind of grasp of international politics. I joked earlier, he probably thinks Sinai is the plural of sinus. He's never been in these places. He has no knowledge, really, of the world. And he's therefore either not being advised at all or being poorly advised. I mean, who could have briefed him that blurting all this out yesterday, even if you wanted to achieve it, blurting it all out yesterday in that way was a very, very unwise idea.
No, absolutely. But I think this is a reflection of the people that surround him at the moment. Let's be frank. He is really, in many ways, the prisoner of his donors. When I say donor, I'm talking about people that donated hundreds of millions of dollars to his campaign and extracted promises from him. For instance, Miriam Adelson, $100 million, but you must promise me that the Israelis can annex the West Bank and effectively do to the West Bank what we've seen happen in Gaza. He made these promises. They sent their money in. And now his closest advisors, the people around him, consist of people that are very close to those donors. And they are reminding him of his obligations. I don't think he is the way many other presidents have been. We went through something similar like this with Reagan at one point. And Reagan finally was told by Weinberger, look, send the Californians home. You have to govern now. Forget all that nonsense. You're the president. I don't think anybody has suggested that to him. And I don't think he understands the gravity of the situation. He made some comments about Ukraine, George, regarding the losses there, which were completely outrageous and made no sense, and then turned around and said, well, if you want more aid, give us rare earths. Of course, nobody bothered to tell him that the rare earths that Ukraine possesses are all in eastern Ukraine, underneath the areas where the Russians live, that are now controlled by Russia. Surely somebody would have said something, but they didn't. Surely somebody would have said, well, the western Ukrainian lands have already been bought up effectively by Cargill, DuPont, and Monsanto, subsidiaries of our friends at BlackRock. He's walking into these things and turning what otherwise might be a useful statement into an ambush in which he looks ridiculous. So if I were in his position, I would fire a lot of people that are working for him right now around him. But then again, you and I don't know. Maybe somebody went in there and said, listen here, boss, I don't think you should do this. This is dangerous. And he threw them out of the office. We just don't know.